It hasn't been a good start to the season for PSG. The GOAT Lionel Messi left to join the MLS, Neymar is now leaving to join Saudi Arabia, and on top of that they drew their first game of the season, leaving them 10th in the league. Now I don't know about you guys, but I know just the man for the job. So for the first time ever, I'm taking control of PSG, and by the end of this video I will finally make them the best team in the world. So this is the team I've loaded into, and my god this team is good. With players like Brazilian centre-back Marquinhos, goalkeeper Juanluigi Donnarumma, and of course Kylian Mbappe, who right now is still playing for PSG, but who knows how long that's going to last for. And whilst they have let Neymar and Messi go to other clubs, they've brought other players into the team like Milan Skriniar, Manuel Ugarte, and their most recent transfer, Ousmane Dembele. And on top of that, their squad depth is actually ridiculous. I'm really struggling to see a weakness with this PSG squad. And it's for that reason I'm going to accept every single transfer offer I get for any one of the players. So if someone offers 50 million for Mbappe, I have no choice but to accept it. But that isn't the only twist with this video. With talks of Mbappe also leaving in real life, that will leave the club in absolute disarray when it comes to funds. So for that reason, I'm leaving us with absolutely no money to begin this rebuild. So we actually are relying on transfers to happen so that we can actually improve the team when we get a chance to in January. But looking at the quality we've actually got in this team, I'm wondering if we're going to have a squad left to make it to January altogether. And it literally only took 3 days for our first transfer offer. Bunyat is going to Leeds United for 15 million. And 2 days after that, our defence is looking pretty shaky. Hakimi is going to Manchester City for 68.3 million. And it just looks like everybody's coming for our defenders, as Lucas Hernandez is going to Roma for 53.5 million. I swear in real life PSG have only just bought this guy as well. Boys, we've just been it where it is. Marquinhos is going to Newcastle United for 93.1 million. And Renato Sanchez is going to Hoffenheim for 53.5 million too. This ain't even a joke, boys. We are actually screwed. And it's official, we ain't got a defence left. Kimpembe is going to Freiburg for 48.7 million. And now one of our best midfielders is going to Chelsea. Marco Verratti is going for 76.5 million. And now Ousmane Dembele is actually going for 71.5 million. I was actually really hoping he wasn't one of the guys that's going to get transferred. And now Marco Asensio is going to Man City for 46 million. This was literally a day after Dembele got transferred to Liverpool. And we've reached the 1st of September. That transfer window is finally over. How the hell is this team still looking as good as it is right now, man? We've just had half our team bloody ransacked. I mean, the squad depth definitely isn't there anymore, but seriously, to have that starting 11 after the transfer window we've just had is something special. But there's no way we're rocking 5 at the back with PSG, man. That would just be dumb. Instead, we're going for their default formation, the 4-3-1-2. There's no wingers left in the team, so this only makes sense. And somehow, this team actually does look pretty sick going into Season 1. Now, you will have noticed Neymar's nowhere to be seen in this PSG team. That's because as we're recording this video, he's literally this close to signing for Al Hilal. So I'm guessing that by the time this video does drop, he's left PSG and he's actually playing for them, so I'm just getting ahead of the curve. But even with a significantly weaker team, I reckon this PSG side will have no issues dominating France again. And we are, of course, once again in the Champions League. We're in Group H alongside Juve, Benfica and Standard Liège. Now, I don't quite think we'll top it. I think Juve will, but I definitely don't want to crash out and go to the Europa League. And boys, we've just arrived in January and we are still first in the league by 3 points. Even with a significantly weaker team, we're still dominating French football. And on top of that, we dominated the group stage and we're flying to the round of 16. And Mbappe is our top goal scorer, with Fabian Ruiz of all people being our second top goal scorer. And this team has actually improved quite a bit, but there's no way in hell we are not spending money on this team after that transfer window we've just had. And I actually haven't seen this budget until now. This is mental. We've got 580 million euros to spend. And we've built this up from nothing. Could you imagine if we'd have kept the original budget? Now it's just a case of where we've got to put this money to improve this squad. So firstly, we need a better centre-back than Ramos and a better right-back than Mukulele. Ramos has already gone down by 2 overall this year, and as for the right-back, we can just get somebody better than Mukulele, can't we? After that, maybe a couple of midfielders and a striker, and this team's ready for the Champions League. And starting with the centre-back, I'm going for Laporte from Manchester City, 86 overall and 28 years old. I could swear in real life as well he's been linked to PSG in the past. But Christ, he wasn't cheap, as we've just had to spend 86.1 million on him to bring him to PSG. And as for that right back, I'm taking back one of our own, Achraf Hakimi, who Man City stole from us in the first transfer window. I'm bringing him back to PSG. But Christ, Man City made us pay big to get him back, as we've just had to spend 91.5 million on him. And with our defence now sorted, it's time to bring in some midfielders and a new striker. And we've we've still got over 300 million to spend, man. We can literally bring in whoever we want. So I started by bringing in Liverpool striker Darwin Núñez for 75.5 million. I then brought in Real Madrid midfielder Toni Kroos for 60 million on the dot. And finally, the big one, Pedri from Barcelona, 86 rated at only 20 years old. He is definitely going to be a fit for PSG. And we just had to spend a whopping 160.5 million to bring Pedri to PSG on a 5-year deal. And after sorting everybody's contracts out, we've got 5 million left to spend, so that's our transfer window done. Which means this is the starting 11 that's going to go into the knockouts for the very first time. And as you can see, I've only brought players for the starting 11. That's because I actually think we're going to do this in our first season. If we don't win the Champions League in our first season with this starting 11, this game is completely broken. And we are starting the knockouts with a pretty big challenge at Barcelona in the round of 16 away from home as well in the first leg. This is going to be difficult. Let's get into it and see what we are capable of. It's a 1-1 draw. Darwin Núñez in the 41st, Lewandowski in the 81st, and it goes to the second leg. 1-1 on aggregate in the second leg, but we are at home this time, so hopefully we can put the nail in the coffin for Barca's chances in the Champions League. Mbappe, who else was it going to be to get the winner? 2-1 on the night, 3-2 on aggregate, and we're in the quarters. And next up in the knockouts is RB Leipzig. Now, after just beating Barcelona, I'm not actually too worried about going into this game, man. RB Leipzig are a good team, but I don't think they hold a candle to us. Why are we drawing to RB Leipzig? Second leg, 1-1 on aggregate. For God's sake, PSG, don't choke it like... Oh, thank you. Hakimi in the 91st. I brought him back home and he's got us into the semis. And the last team we have to face before we can get to the final is Juventus. And we actually beat these guys in the group stage. So hopefully we can do the exact same here. For God's sake. Oh, why is it always a draw in the first leg? Why can we never actually get a good lead? We have got Xavi Simons out for the second leg, but I'm so confident we can get past Juve, man. I don't see us in... Oh, you have got to be kidding me. Are you taking the mick? How do we not get to the final at least with this team? I honestly don't know what more I could have done in that window. I'm just praying to God we don't get ransacked in Season 2. But we've arrived in June and it's good news. We've won Liga 1 by 12 damn points in the end. Even with a shoddy first transfer window with everyone taking our plays, we still dominated France. And we also won the French Super Cup, beating Nantes 3-0 in the final. And we also won the French Cup by beating, once again, Nantes 2-0 in the final as well. So if we'd have won the Champions League this year, we'd have won the quadruple with PSG. Look at this team, man. I'm so nervous for Season 2's first transfer window. We are going to get absolutely ransacked. But Christ, the stats this year are incredible. Mbappe with 40 and 11, 20 and 3 for Hugo Ekitike, 15 and 15 for Colasola, and 15 and 5 for Fabian Ruiz. Boys, it was almost a one-hit wonder. We almost won everything in our first season with PSG. Bloody Juve had to spoil the party, didn't they? But once again, we're going to have no budget to work with at the start of the season. And to be honest, I'm kind of hoping our players are left alone, because this team next year has definitely got what it takes to win the Champions League. But before we go any further, did you know I'm aiming for 40,000 subscribers before the end of this FIFA? So if you're enjoying the video so far, leave it a big old thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. So we're now heading into our second year in charge of PSG after a very successful first year in charge. And looking at this team, I'm so nervous of who's actually going to be left come the end of this transfer window. But there was one thing I forgot about in Season 1. All of these players were out on loan last year and they finally come back to the team. So any worries about squad depth has just gone straight out the window upon seeing this. And just like Season 1, we've got no money to spend in Season 2. So hopefully we do get a couple of transfers, but nothing too extravagant that'll affect the team. And on the third day of the transfer window, it's already begun. Ismail Garbi is going to AGF for 3.65 million. And also Vitton is going to Chelsea for 6 million, but they do want to give us Conor Gallagher. Now I left it to you guys what to do in this situation, and majority of you said just accept every transfer offer, so that is exactly what I'm going to do. Or not, we actually can't afford to. We haven't got the funds in the budget anymore, do we? But hold that thought, because Liverpool have come in with a better offer, 10.5 million and Koke. Now instead of accepting this deal, I'm just going to negotiate it straight away. So his market value is 44.5 million, so I'm going to go for around about 59 million, maybe something like that, and hope that they go for it. Yep, it's a done deal. He's going to Liverpool for 59.2 million. And Garbi's got an interest from another team, this time for 3.85 million. And Nuno Mendes is going to Real Madrid for 117.7 million. I I'd have rather kept him, man. I don't want that money for him. Well, this one isn't too bad. Draxler's going to Frankfurt for 10.7 million. Or maybe not, as their talks have just broken down. I've got a feeling he's going to be one of them players that just won't leave the club. But Danilo Pereira is going to Bayern Munich for 18.1 million. That's one player I don't mind seeing the back of. And Ramos is going to Ajax for 4.65 million. We are saying goodbye to an absolute legend of football right there. And Mukalele is going to the Balljobs for 43.9 million. Bloody hell, we are getting absolutely ransacked again this year. And Ramos has had another transfer offer, this time for Villarreal for the exact same amount. And somehow, boys, that's the end of it. We've arrived at the 1st of September, and that's the transfer window done. And this is the starting 11 that's going to go into Season 2. I ain't going to lie, I'm gobsmacked. We've lost one starting 11 player out of 11. That's insane. Hang on a minute, why is Ramos still on the team? I accepted 2 transfer offers for this guy. Why isn't he buzzed off? But with the team looking like this, it's amazing news, because if we've got a budget to just improve this team, there is nothing stopping us this year from winning absolutely everything this season. And speaking of everything, we are once again in the Champions League. We're in Group A alongside Inter Milan, Sevilla and Hearts. And this time, I've got no doubt in my mind, we're definitely topping Group A and cruising to the round of 16. Well, boys, we've just arrived in January, and it's as you'd expect, we are first in the league halfway through the season by 13 points. And on top of that, we're undefeated, man. We are genuinely in contention for an invincible season. And once again, we've absolutely destroyed the group stage and we're cruising to the knockouts. And this will surprise you, Darwin Núñez is our top goal scorer with 16 goals and 3 assists in 25 games. And just to update you guys, this is what the starting 11 currently looks like. And as you can see, there's only 2 positions we really need to focus on. We need a new left back in Diallo because he's a centre back, not a left back. And we need a better CDM than Agati. He is 83 overall, but he's by a mile the weakest link in this squad. And to be fair, we've got half of last year's budget, 223 million. It's still a lot of money to spend though, let's be honest. And starting with the left back, I'm going for Man City's João Cancelo. He's 87 overall at 29 years old. And for 90 million on the dot, we have signed Cancelo on a 3-year contract. And to end our transfer window, I'm bringing in Rodri from Manchester City once again, 89 overall at 27 years old. I'd be daft not to bring this guy to PSG. And for 119 million on the dot, we have secured Rodri on a 4-year contract. And with that, our transfer window's done, and this is the starting 11 that's going to go into the knockouts. Wait, hang on, why is Draxler in the starting 11, not Xavi Simons? I swear to God, if he had a release clause and I didn't know about it, I'm going to go friggin' nuts. Oh, you pricks, Man City. You can go suck at a big fat bowl of dicks. I can't believe this. I purposely left him in the team to build him up to be a good player, and they friggin' stolen him right off us. Well, this is what we're going to do. We're converting Pedri to a cam. It'll only take 2 weeks, and hopefully by that time he'll actually gone up in overall. But the good news, Pedri's training to be a cam has completed, and he's going to turn into a 91 rated cam. You know what? Screw Xavi Simons. We've got a better player here for nothing. And with a little bit more meddling in the team, this is the starting 11 that's going to go into the knockouts. I swear to God, we better make the final this year, man. This team absolutely deserves the right to be in that final. And our first opponents in the knockouts are Italian giants Roma. Now, I'll be real with you guys. Looking at that team and looking at ours, we should absolutely decimate Roma. Let's see if I'm actually right. 3-2. Why are we making it that hard for ourselves, man? We should destroy Roma with the team we've got. We're 3-2 up on aggregate. We've got the home advantage. Literally everything is in our favour to go through to the quarterfinals. We've just got to end this tie now with a convincing win, and that's what I was after. Fabian and Mbappe, and we are now officially in the quarters. Now, boys, we've got a challenge ahead now. Manchester City in the quarterfinals. We've basically stolen each other's teams from the beginning in this video to now. I think we've got a better team, but let's find out if I'm right or wrong. Come on. Oh my God. A 3-3 victory. I bet for a neutral, that would have been an insane game to watch. It all comes down to this, boys. Are we about to go through to the semi-finals, or are we about to get knocked out? Oh my God. João Cancelo, their former player, and Darwin Núñez in the 78th minute kills the game dead, and we are in the semi-final. And the last team we have to face before we can get to the Champions League final is Atletico Madrid, and this time we're at home in the first leg. I think we've got such a good chance against that final this year. We've just got to get past one more team, and boys, we are one game away with a hat-trick from Mbappe. Boys, it's basically done. To be fair, I say it's done. Atletico are at home in this game, and they could easily beat us 3-0 if they wanted to. We've got to put this game to bed in the second leg and book out. Oh, do you see what I mean? How close was that in the end? But it doesn't matter because we did the damage in the first leg. It's 6-3 overall on aggregate, and we are finally in the Champions League final with PSG. And this is a true clash of heavyweights in the final, man. Real Madrid. This is going to be a very good game. And it should come as no surprise that we've once again won the league, this time by 20 points. We only lost 2 games all season, man. PSG are levels above everybody else in France. But this time we didn't win the Super Cup. We lost 2-1 to Lyon. And once again, Mbappe take about 45 goals in 24 assists in 55 games, man. That's astonishing. And just look at this team, man. It is absolutely insane. I can't take credit for majority of this team because it was already there, but we've definitely done our fair share of work. And you guys guessed it, I'm going to sit back and watch this game. I feel like if I play with this team, Real Madrid won't stand a goddamn chance. Now, PSG have famously never won the Champions League, but I'm hoping after this season, that's about to change. Vini Jr. is on the ball. He's found Brahim. Oh my god, Valverde's in behind. What a save from Donnarumma early in the game. Brahim's on the ball. Real Madrid are pushing. Power shot. Donnarumma again forced to make a save. First corner of the game goes to Real Madrid. Is he going to go short? It looks like he's going short. Vini Jr.'s on the ball now. Fed it into Rudiger. Rudiger's ran into a brick wall with Solid, but somehow Real Madrid have got this ball. Oh my god. Valverde's on the ball. He's found Brahim. Oh no, Vini Jr. again. Donnarumma. Oh my lord. Vini Jr. is about to take a dink again. Donnarumma. Rodri. Ruiz. We're actually in our opponent's half, man. This is great. Why? Oh, why did I jinx it? PSG on paper might be an insane team, but right now they're playing like a Sunday league squad. In this second half, I'd actually like us to have a pop at Real Madrid's goalkeeper. I don't think we had a single shot in that first half. Mbappe's on the ball. Is he going to use his pace? Oh, okay, he's going to use his pace. Oh my god, there's no way. Oh, I was going to say, if we scored in our first attempt, that would be the most FIFA thing ever. We're actually in it in the second half, man. It's like there's a team actually playing for something. Darwin Núñez, usual pace, lad. Oh, use your pace, but use it away from the defenders. 9 seconds of the game. We've got one last chance. Mbappe's received. Please, hit it! Hit it, you freaking idiot! Hit it! Oh my god! How have we won this game? Of all players to get us the winning goal in the 9 seconds of the game as well. And that was the last kick of the 90 minutes. PSG have finally won the Champions League, and they have finally made it known that they are the best team in the world. We had to accept every transfer offer in the first transfer window, but it doesn't matter because we've still ended up doing it in 2 seasons. And if you're still here, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed that, you should definitely click here to watch me do this with RB Leipzig.